Welcome, viewers, to a tale of terror that will send shivers down your spine. In the seaside town of Havenbrook, a dark secret has been hidden from the prying eyes of the world for generations. Tonight we delve into the depths of horror as we uncover the chilling tale of a giant octopus that dwells beneath the waves, guarded by the town's authorities. Join us on this harrowing journey as we reveal the ancient pact, the sacrifices, and the looming threat that could spell doom for all mankind.
In the remote coastal enclave known as Havenbrook, nestled between formidable, unforgiving cliffs and the foreboding, seemingly endless expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, an insidious secret had flourished for generations, festering like a shadowy puzzle under the watchful eye of enigmatic authorities. The townspeople, ensconced in their idyllic cocoon of ignorance, went about their mundane lives, unaware of the looming and palpable terror that lurked beneath the inky depths. But how long could this truth remain shrouded in darkness? Enter Captain Thomas Harker, a seasoned sailor and grizzled veteran of the stormy seas, whose life has been spent navigating the bountiful yet treacherous depths off the coast of Havenbrook. On an overcast evening, as the sun cast its last fleeting rays below the ocean's edge, Captain Harker ventured further from the familiar shores than he had ever dared before. The sea, in a most unnatural state, lay eerily still, the atmosphere thick with an unnerving and palpable stillness. As he threw his well-worn nets overboard, his experienced, watchful eye searched the gathering twilight for even the faintest whisper of a bountiful catch. Just as despair began its inexorable descent, a mysterious and beguiling glimmer caught his attention. The sea itself seemed to tremble, parting its liquid veil to reveal a monstrous, otherworldly creature rising from the abyss. Captain Harker's heart pounded in his chest as he gazed upon a sight so astonishing that it would forever haunt the recesses of his slumbering dreams: a colossal octopus, its vast proportions rivaling those of a three-story building, rising from the bottomless abyss of the ocean. The monstrous tentacles, undulating with a disturbing, almost otherworldly grace, cast unsettling shadows across the surface of the water. Captain Harker's instincts screamed at him to flee, to distance himself from this grotesque apparition, but he remained transfixed, locked in an ice-cold, bone-chilling gaze with the creature's bulbous head, adorned with menacing, unblinking eyes. In that fateful encounter, Captain Harker felt a primeval fear close around his very soul. As swiftly as it had materialized from the abyss, the abyssal leviathan descended back into the inky void, leaving Captain Harker trembling and gasping for breath. He knew with a gnawing certainty that he must warn the unsuspecting city, but the authorities had always silenced those who dared to speak of the abomination. This time, however, silence was no longer an option. With trepidation gnawing at the core of his being, Captain Harker returned to Havenbrook and rallied a small but steadfast cadre of trusted companions and family. Together they steeled their resolve to confront the enigmatic authorities, armed with irrefutable evidence of the colossal threat lurking beneath the deceptive tranquility of their coastal waters. But as they approached the imposing town hall, they soon realized that another force had already seized the initiative. A crowd of townsfolk had gathered in the bustling town square, their hushed murmurs heavy with equal parts fear and disbelief. At the head of this gathering stood Mayor Evelyn Sinclair, a stern and formidable figure, standing resolutely on the stone steps of the imposing town hall, addressing the assembled citizens with a somber, almost foreboding demeanor. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I feel compelled to address the disturbing rumors that have plagued our beloved city for countless generations. Indeed, it is a truth that no one can deny. We are not alone in these watery confines." A collective gasp of astonishment rippled through the crowd as Mayor Sinclair continued, her face marked by an unshakable gravity. "For countless centuries, we have shared an uneasy coexistence with a creature of the abyss and ancient sentinel of the sea. Our mysterious authorities have kept its existence shrouded in secrecy, convinced that revelation would only sow panic and discord among our peaceful inhabitants. But now, citizens, the tide has turned. The creature is stirring, and its hunger for something we could never have foreseen has been awakened from its restless slumber." Even as the mayor spoke these words, her eyes betrayed a deep fear as she pulled back the veil on the terrible truth. "It craves blood, human blood, to feed its insatiable appetite. It has lain dormant for far too long, and its hunger now burns with an intensity that threatens to consume us all." The crowd erupted in a cacophony of horrified disbelief, but Mayor Sinclair's words would soon be vindicated in the most terrifying way imaginable as a piercing scream shattered the fragile veneer of their reality. The colossal octopus that had returned from the depths of oblivion stretched its massive tentacles out of the water, reaching menacingly towards the shore. Panic swept through the city like wildfire as people scattered in all directions, desperate to escape the impending disaster. But Captain Harker and his unwavering companions refused to accept the role of hapless victims. They summoned their dwindling courage, determined to confront the mysterious authorities and put an end to this nightmarish alliance once and for all. But as they approached the mayor, she unveiled a chilling revelation, a map inscribed with cryptic symbols that led them to an underwater cavern of horror known to the locals as the Abyssal Grotto. "We must travel there," she declared, her voice trembling with fear, "and make the sacrifice the creature demands. It is our only, fleeting chance of survival." Led by Mayor Sinclair, the small gathering began a harrowing descent into the eerie depths of the Abyssal Grotto. The walls of the underground passage seemed to close in with each step, the water growing colder and more oppressive. The looming presence of the Kraken drew nearer, driven by an inhuman hunger that threatened to break through the surface and engulf them all. At the heart of the sinister grotto, they came upon a colossal stone altar, its smooth surface adorned with twisted seaweed and etched with ancient, enigmatic symbols. With trembling hands and hearts heavy with despair, the mayor, her face a mask of despair, offered herself as the chosen sacrifice, calling out the creature's name in hushed, mournful tones. The water churned and frothed as the monstrous octopus surged forward, drawn by the eerie ritual. Its hulking, undulating form emerged from the abyss, its unblinking eyes fixed on Mayor Sinclair. But just as it drew dangerously close, a seismic tremor shook the grotto, and the arcane symbols etched on the altar began to glow with an unearthly luminescence. Seizing the moment, Captain Harker, driven by an inexorable and desperate resolve, lunged forward and drove a harpoon into the stone, shattering the cryptic markings in a tumultuous explosion of otherworldly energy. The creature let out a deafening, agonized roar, its huge tentacles flailing wildly in the churning water. Wounded and desperate, it retreated into the inky depths and vanished from sight, leaving behind a maelstrom of turbulent currents and fading echoes of its haunting screams. With the sacrifice thwarted and the creature once more banished to its watery abyss, the small group climbed out of the grotto, their hearts weighed down by the heavy awareness of the unfathomable act they had committed. Mayor Sinclair, her authority now shattered, stepped forward to confess the hidden, nightmarish reality to the townspeople, revealing the depths of their unholy pact with the malevolent sea creature. Havenbrook would never be the same again. The enigmatic authorities had relinquished their control over the town, and the once innocent inhabitants had shed their naive ignorance. They now understood that they shared their coastal haven with an ancient and malevolent force, an entity that could rise again at any moment should their vigilance falter. As the sun dipped below the restless sea, Captain Harker stood on the precipice of the coast, his gaze fixed on the horizon. Deep in his heart he knew that the colossal octopus still lurked in the unfathomable depths, an unspoken, deadly guardian of their coastal haven. The lives of all mankind remained in jeopardy, hidden beneath the rolling waves, waiting for the next gruesome victim to satisfy its insatiable hunger. In the end, the enigmatic secrets of Havenbrook were revealed, a town forever scarred by the eldritch pact it had made with the abyss. And though they had vanquished the monstrous sentinel, the haunting knowledge of their shared vulnerability with the abyss would forever haunt their nights as they sought to protect their fragile existence from the darkness that dwelled beneath the surface. As we conclude our journey into the depths of Havenbrook's hidden horror, we are left with a chilling reminder that some secrets are best left buried. The ancient guardian still lurks beneath the waves, and the town of Havenbrook remains a place of uneasy coexistence with the supernatural. We hope you enjoyed this spine-tingling tale, and if you dare to explore more tales of terror and suspense, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling adventures into the world of the unknown. Until next time, stay alert and may you never encounter the horrors that lurk in the shadows.